Mixing different household ingredients can be quite dangerous. Unfortunately, not many know that some combinations release toxic gases, which makes them a real health threat, especially in regard to your lungs and brain. The tips we provide can help you learn which products to never mix, and thus protect your and your family's health. 1. Bleach and vinegar. Adding any weak acid to bleach will release toxic chlorine and chloramine vapors. The worst that could happen, you can get a nasty chemical burn, especially of your eyes and lungs. 2. Ammonia and bleach. Inhaling the vapors could cause respiratory damage and throat burns. If ammonia is present in excess, toxic and potentially explosive liquid hydrazine may be formed. 3. Rubbing alcohol and bleach. Ordinary household bleach contains sodium hypochlorite, which reacts with ethanol or isopropyl alcohol to produce chloroform, hydrochloric acid, and other compounds, such as chloracetone or dichloracetone. You could damage your nervous system, eyes, lungs, skin, liver, and kidneys. Extremely high levels of chloroform exposure may result in death, while lower levels could result in dizziness and nausea, according to the EPA. 4. Hydrogen peroxide and vinegar. You can use them on the same surface separately while cleaning, but don't mix them in the same container. You'll create paracetic acid which, despite being an effective sanitizer, is potentially corrosive and irritating. The health risks aren't well known, but in high enough concentrations, paracetic acid is very irritating to the skin, eyes, nose, throat, and lungs, with a potential for causing permanent scarring of the skin, cornea, and throat. 5. Baking soda and vinegar. Baking soda is basic, vinegar is acidic. When you put them together you get mostly water and sodium acetate. But really just mostly water. You could waste your time cleaning your entire kitchen, or bathroom, using a solution that doesn't do anything at all. 6. 2 different battery brands. Different battery brands might contain different chemical compounds and varying voltages. When one of the battery dies, the other battery could continue discharging electricity, causing your batteries to leak. Leaky batteries could risk damaging sensitive electronic devices. 7. Medicine and grapefruit juice. With many over-the-counter and prescription drugs, you risk increasing the absorption of the drug if you take it with grapefruit juice. A typical dosage could become a lethal overdose. 8. Acetaminophen and alcohol. Chronic alcohol activates enzymes that transform acetaminophen into chemicals that can cause liver damage, even when the medicine is used in moderate amounts. The worst that could happen, taking acetaminophen after a weekend bender, could be fatal if it leads to liver failure. 9. Red Bull and milk. The acid in the energy drink will combine with the milk protein and produces a salt, causing the casein to lose suspension and clump together. Weak to average stomachs could have a hard time containing the reaction, resulting in some sort of eruptive vomit. 10. Glycolic acid and retinol. You should always wait 30 minutes in between applying treatments. Glycolic acids have a different pH than retinol, so when placed on the skin together, the glycolic will take precedence over the retinol and greatly reduce retinol's activity on the skin. If you're spending a lot of money on anti-aging skincare, you don't want to render the effective ingredients useless. The combination could also greatly increase irritation. But your skin won't melt off or anything. 11. Ibuprofen and alcohol. Ibuprofen can cause tears in the stomach lining if taken on an empty stomach. Alcohol only heightens the risk, and it's especially risky if you're prone to ulcers. It could lead to stomach irritation and bleeding, as well as ulcers and gastrointestinal problems. 12. Compound henna hair dye and hydrogen peroxide. When hydrogen peroxide comes into contact with metalloids or metal salts, a violent explosion could occur. A chemical reaction could result in foul odor and smoke, which could burn your scalp. A damaged scalp could lead to increased absorption of the nasty chemicals already present in most permanent hair dyes. 13. St. John's wort and contraceptives. St. John's wort might increase the breakdown of estrogen, which is a hormone present in many brands of oral contraceptive. You could get pregnant. But also, there are other supposed side effects of St. John's wort, like increased sensitivity to the sun, and complications with many other medications and treatments, such as antidepressants and drugs used to treat HIV. 14. Morel mushrooms and alcohol. Morel mushrooms should always be cooked thoroughly before eaten, because they contain hydrazine toxins, but even cooked morels can lead to adverse effects, and mild intoxication when eaten with alcohol. Alcohol can exacerbate toxin exposure, which could lead to gastrointestinal discomfort and a sickening, intoxicating effect that could last up to a day. 15. Retinol and sunshine. There is some evidence that retinoids can turn toxic when exposed to sunlight. While the science isn't completely solid, the best that could happen is the sun degrades the retinol, lessening the efficacy of your skincare product. At worst, your skin could become much more susceptible to sunburn, leading to a painful, red face,